Okay. I gotta turn the airbrush compressor on. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, okay. Hopefully the airbrush cleaning I did actually pans out here. But yeah, we did the second of the siblings, which in my opinion is actually the worst to put together. Specifically this hand rope thing here. This was obnoxious. And also the fact that like most of these hands are like half a hand. So like they give you the pointer and like the middle finger, and then like the index or the pinky and then the ring are like a whole separate chunk of a hand that you have to glue on. It's so stupid. So actively stupid. But yeah, second to the siblings. I got to test out the Peerless Bladesman list into what is currently considered one of like the most ridiculous lists, which is Necron Pantheon. Power creep is real, man. Power creep is very real. Nightbringers, the excessive durability of all the large ones. Ugh. I still think I want to stick with Peerless. Do need to make some changes though. We gotta get some rhinos in there. We might even reduce the total amount of flawless blades we got. So I won the kill team tournament, ran, and I got $100 out of it as like a gift card to the store. And I went there because it was either going to be a Land Raider, and I was going to do a double Land Raider list for Rapid Invisceration, or I knew they had this one, which since it was a storefront and since they purchased these, I was planning kind of this. This was part of it. I was hoping more for the Land Raider than anything else, but I want a Land Raider Protea because they do just look way better. And then I was going to do a double Land Raider Rapid Evisceration list because that would mean 2 Land Raiders getting rerolls of 1s on hits and wounds, on top of everyone inside getting it as well after they hop out. which is pretty awesome if it's like noise marines and stuff. I mean, this is Demon Prince. It can go either way, and still DPs are like our shebang. Like, we can't get away from them. And dude, I just fought what is going to be like all over the next tournament I go to. It was the Necron Pantheon list. It is, the word obnoxious doesn't even begin to describe how to fight it. Like, it can just do whatever the hell it wants. Oh yeah, this is a DP with wings. This is the third one. Because I already have the other variant of this. So now I'm going to have the two siblings as DPs with wings. And then Sigvald with his wings. And those will be my DPs. But god damn, that Pantheon list. I don't know, like, I'm not going to be able to beat it as EC because we just don't have the tools. Like, it hits on 2s, wounds on 2s, rerolls 1s. Does, like, some of them do baseline 4 damage per hit. Most of it's, like, D6 plus 3. There's one person who has anti-character with dev wounds. Oh, no. So, using as is requires the football base. And I said, fuck that. I'm not playing Slaanesh Demons. As, like, an actual thing. And you can't use it in EC. Like, this isn't Keeper of Secrets. Alright. I think we're good on priming. I think. Let it dry for a bit. No, my finger touched it. Ugh. So Aaron, like, bulk purchased a bunch of Necron. He was also like, why don't we use the Discord anymore, since that'd be a great place for us to talk about 40k. I was like, dude, there's a channel. We can talk there. You guys don't have to keep messaging me on Steam. He bulk got some from you. So he told me all the ones he ordered. And then he was like, I gotta go to Rand's to get the rest of them. And I was like, oh, okay. You can tell the difference. Yeah, he got a lot of Lich Guard. He got a, and the thing is, the last list he sent me involved, like, no Lich Guard. He was like, I might do this list instead. This will be my flex list. I was like, whoa. Alright, man. Yep. You can really tell who in our, like, all of you guys with your regular jobs versus me with my night shit. Like, it's always right around, like, 6, 7 o'clock at night. Jack will, like, message me and be like, yo, man, what do you think about this as a unit for Death Guard? I'll be like, oh, okay. Let me look that up. And then Max will message me and be like, hey, man, what do you think about this for the World Eaters? I'm like, god damn it, bro. Now Aaron's out here just, like, chucking stuff at me. It's just like old times, too, because it's freaking, like, it's like 1 in the morning and he's still messaging me about, like, min-maxing things. I feel you. I just don't expect it at like 1 in the morning. I got out to one of those Tuesday night game nights. Apparently at the alternate universe near you, they do a Tuesday night game night every week. I didn't know what the hell it was. I thought it was just for the Kill Team group because that's the guy that brought it up to me. And then I get there and there's like... We had 10 people playing 40k. And then 2 people playing Kill Team. Or 2 groups playing Kill Team. Like 4 people. And it was like, whoa. I brought both my things because I thought... The one guy that was talking about it was like, I'm bringing my 40k and my Kill Team. And I was like, oh, we'll see what someone wants to play. So I just showed up with both of it. And next thing I know, I'm fighting the meta list for Necrons. I'm like, why is this happening today? I came here thinking maybe I'd play like a teaching game, a Kill Team with one of the people in that group. Instead, I'm getting my ass shellacked. So like I ran an Infractor and 10 Infractors and a Exaltant into the Nightbringer. So it's 42 attacks from the squad, lethal sustain because frickin' I was playing Peerless Bladesman. I did like all this shit, and then I best day ever'd the Exaltant. Rerolls of 1s to wounds. The damage I put up took the Nightbringer to 6 health. And then he wiped the squad. And then was almost back at full health in 2 turns. Even though I second waved him. Like, he went down, then he went way back up. And then I second waved him with a Demon Prince and Lucius at the exact same time. Took him to 6 health. And then he killed both of them. And it was like, dude... What is happening? His frickin', what was it? His deceiver shot one of my demon princes to death. He just walked over and used his anti-character dev gun and just one-tapped him for like 15 health. When I picked him up, he was like, that worked? And I was like, dude, it has 10 health. You fired at me like 8 times with hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s, full rerolls. What do you... What do you want out of me, bro? They all do. I killed... Okay, so my second squad of Infractors, my second squad of 40 attack Infractors... I killed his destroyer that he just had. He just had a mechanics destroyer in a corner that I couldn't get to. So I got that thing out. And then I sent a squad of Infractors in to his Wraith squad in a way where I was able to see his Chronomancer. So I could precision his Chronomancer. And so, like, his Wraiths were on the objective. So it was hitting on 3s. I went with... sustain into him because of his low armor and toughness and all that. Or no, I did lethals because the wraiths were there. And then I did that, and it was like, what was it? It was like 22 attacks, re-rolling all wounds, hitting on 3s, and his Chronomancer was like saving on like 5s or something. And he doesn't have a lot of health, and I didn't kill him. I put up so many wounds. I was like, I have to have him. And then I swear to God, this is the second time I've seen the dice that guy used. It's like the Baron of Dice Necron dice. And every time you roll, at least half of those dice always come up 6s. I genuinely think they are broke as shit. Like, they have to not be balanced. Because I know one of the other guys from the store used to use them way back with his Necron army. And it was the same thing. Half the dice he would roll would always be 6s. And he was like, that cannot be the case. So, like, he just stopped using them. And now he rolls more average. I swear to God, those Necron dice. Because he needed to save on 5s. And he just picked up, like, a big chunk of dice. chucked it down, failed 2 saves. Failed 2 saves on 5s out of like 15. That does not apply to your BA dice, but I swear to God, your Harlequin dice are a little above average. I've seen your Harlequin dice do some shit, and I'm like, I've seen my dice do some shit, but then I get hit with that wad of 1s and 2s, and I'm like, yeah, there it is. But like, your Harlequin dice are just like Harlequin faces, Harlequin faces, Harlequin faces. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You get, like, when you run in and you're mathing out like dev wounds on people, and you're like, I need at least 3 dev wounds, and then you roll like 8 6s, you're like, oh, okay. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Alright, let's get the pink ready. It's getting there. I'm seeing it dry up on the peaks. So, the one we've already done, we did Titan buff for flesh tone. I think I want this to be a little different, because I do want them to look kind of different. So, we're going to make this one, I think, the lilac color that I use. So, we need that. We need the cobalt. I need the magenta. Aaron's apparently already painting them, which, considering he's had the Hyrotech on his table for like a year without actually opening that box, the fact that he's managed to get things on hand and start painting them is like, whoa. Right, medium magenta, I think, is the way I want to go with this. Or is there a light? Yo, this is the same energy as I'm gonna call Evan at 2 in the morning and build a Tyranid list with him. Like, he texted me at like 5 in the morning with his alternate list. I woke up to seeing a text from Aaron that was like, yo, check out this alternate list. It was awesome. What the hell is my lilac? Hang on. Where did it go? There's no way my lilac's missing. I bought it explicitly to do demon skin. I've used it maybe twice. I don't even see my regular skin tone. Let's go light magenta instead of medium. Yeah, that's not good, because I don't see my regular skin tone either, which means I'm missing, like, 2 key paints. Alright, we're gonna try to live mix it. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna put like the tiniest bit of permanent violet into some titanium white, but we'll do that later. For now. Fluorescent pink. The base building block for my entire Emperor's Children army. I'm trying to find a good place. Everyone keeps freaking out about my paint job. They're just like, yo, dog. Shit's insane. I'm like, I know. Doesn't take long for me to do. Might have to thin it. I think it's drying too quickly. Yeah. I do gotta get more patient though with my Emperor's Children in like live actual serious play. Part of the fight that I had against the Necron was me just being like, you know what? I kind of want to just see what works into your Catan. Like that's kind of like a key thing. I just want to see the percentages, right? Like I want to see them actually play out. So that kind of became my overall plan was like, screw points. I want to see if I can kill a Catan. Spoilers, no. No, I cannot. I think the big problem for me with like how that is right now is the whole idea of like it's cool that an army can have like units that are really good. That's fine. But there is a level of it of like, can you pick a lane, please? Like, why does it need to be quick and good at melee and good at ranged and great at tanking? Like, why does it have to be all of that and almost to the exact same points as Fulgrim? Why you gotta show me up? Why you gotta do me like that? He is way better than Fulgrim for, I think, like 20 more points. I think, like, literally, if you want everything to be better than Fulgrim and you want it to be only 20 points more, Nightbringer. And that's insane. If he was like, it's 500 points, I'd be like, all right, yeah. Like 500 points, sure. You're hit because honestly, everything he was doing was what old Magnus used to do back in the Index when Magnus was like 500 points. Before they reduced his points cost because they also reduced how good he was. We'll let it rip like that. We are painting one of the two siblings. I can't remember which one this one is specifically. I think this is Sinessa instead of Dexessa. We use them in my army as demon princes with wings. Just trying to get it airbrush ready, which is going to be a few more layers. And then we can maybe tonight start on the gold, the non-metallic gold that I usually do. Or we'll just do it tomorrow. I got a tournament first Saturday of February that I kind of want this one ready for. I just got to figure out the list. I definitely think less of the flawless blades that I used. And then maybe more rhinos. Oh, nice. This is a paint stream. We do other streams occasionally, but I'm constantly trying to expand my stuff or work on other people's projects. So I might as well do them with you guys, where we hang out and talk. You into 40K, into tabletop stuff? Because that's the other thing. Like, if we want to talk about just general things, I'm here for it. I'm just trying to get paint jobs done while doing it. I'm fine with that. All right, now we established the cobalt, which is kind of like the fade from the pink glow into like the more regular, like regular shadow and all that. Nice. There's a lot of people getting into it. There was a guy out at the event last night that I went to who, I think he said the last time he played it was like 6th. He was like, God, 65, 70 years old. He had a bunch of Tyranid. and he wanted to get back into it now that he was retired. So that was kind of cool. Alright, we'll try to go a little easy on this. But yeah, I used the cobalt to kind of vaporwave from the glow into the shadow. Play a lot of video games. At least I used to. I've cut back a bunch. Been trying to play Last Spell, because I did really like Last Spell when it came out. It's kind of like a roguelike tactics game. Don't play D&D. I did a couple times, but like, I don't know. Locally speaking, finding like a good group to play is probably not an easy task. It's definitely a lot easier if you're cool just like doing it almost as like a social experiment with a bunch of random people you've never met before. And from what I can tell, there's a few locals that do like pretty good with the sort of random table setup. Where you do like either one-offs or like little short campaigns. But D&D is kind of like a hard thing to really do well, I guess. No, yeah, our friends know. I would not... Like, I did the our friends stuff with D&D once. Okay. Like, you haven't experienced a D&D game until you've seen a fully grown man decide to min-max the game you're in. Like, holy crap. Watching that happen was like, whoa. Like, it's just less about... I've always been more of, like, the mindset of D&D is kind of like a group of friends trying to tell a story together that could be pretty cool. But I think everyone in my friend group is everything about life is about min-maxing it and then defeating it. It's like, oh. Okay. I mean, you can know stuff about things without having to do it. That's how life works. I know we were talking about it not that long ago, but... I mean, beyond the methods of play that everyone I know has, like, built into them, there's also the issue of timing, and everyone I know in this friend group we've got is the worst at, like, being like, yeah, I can do Saturdays. Raw. No, yeah, you, Aaron, Andrew, 100% min-maxers. Which I'm not knocking it, to be specific. I'm not knocking it. It's just sometimes that makes for the game to not be fun. Just because it's like, alright, whatever. But like a well-crafted campaign with sort of that mutual agreement of like actual roleplay and characters and storytelling. Like I'm more into that as an idea than just being like, what's that? I can get a diamond from this shop? I'm definitely doing that. Oh, well now when we're in this dungeon, I'm gonna summon like 8 friggin' zombies and then I'm gonna see through their eyes and I'm gonna send them down all the corridors so we can all sit in this one area and just wait for them to discover everything. And because I know that this dungeon's like not that impressive in terms of its power, the zombies I'm summoning are all level 4. They'll be able to kill most anything that they run into. It's like, Jesus Christ. Actual thing that happened. I'm just over here playing a character that wants to punch things and climb stuff. Not even trying to min-max it. Royal Purple Admech, always good. Well, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to buy the army, but the best unit in that army is an arm and a leg, because I think they're, what, squads of 3? And you can only buy 1 per box, and they're like $80 each? Actual insanity. Then again, I'm out here trying to think of if I want to buy more of those Thousand Suns robots. $80 for 2, 4 of them per squad. What's the best then? Best changes. So, key thing in 40k, buy what you want. Oh, hang on, phone call. I'm back. Had a phone call. The little guy in the corner is based on a Gene Stealer cult model. It is... I can't remember what it's called offhand. It's the Biophagus. There it is. Yeah, a lot of people use the Instriders as, like, the key to their lists. But outside of that, I mean, if you like how AdMech look and all that, it's cool. Alright, we gotta do... I think what I'm gonna do here... It's gonna be very similar to how I did the first one, where the back fins are also gonna be flesh tone. So we'll do the flesh tone on most things. And then we're just going to have to manually do the fabric and cloth. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. we light magenta or do we medium magenta this? Actually, do we need the lilac? Tacos versus burgers. That's such a broad concept. I feel like are we just talking like basics? Because like tacos are pretty consistently like this is the stuff and then you pick a meat and there you go. That's a taco. Versus burgers, where if it's open for burgers, it's like smash burgers, onion burgers, just all the different types, like what was it, farmhouse burgers that have egg on it, stuff like that. Like it gets out there. So for the ingenuity and the alterations, I'd say burger. But oh yeah, if we're just talking basics, like this is a goddamn burger, this is a goddamn taco. For the spice, I'd probably go taco. I think we're going to do the skin blue. Maybe. Thinking. Kind of sad that I don't have the lilac. My list is never the Pink Pony Club, though. It's always Sisters of Sound. Maybe we just do regular flesh. Regular flesh mode. Light magenta or dark magenta or medium magenta rather. I think we medium it. Now we light it. Like Space Marine chapter? Probably right now it would be, I imagine, the Carcadons. Or just in general between all the chapters. I mean, the one I keep turning to is Thousand Suns. Granted, I keep playing Emperor's Children, despite liking the Thousand Suns. So, like, I don't... At some point here, I just gotta sack up and take 20 Terminators and a Demon Prince on foot and play the goddamn game. But... I keep not doing it. I feel like I'd have a much easier time at a tournament playing Thousand Suns than Emperor's Children. The sheer amount of shit that has to go right in an Emperor's Children list. Yeah, no, it's way less decision making. But, like, the game I played got really, really bad. Because, like, the first cards I drew were Bring It Down and, I think Marked for Death. So I marked... he had the closest thing he had to me was that Nightbringer. I went first. I was able to scout up 6 with both my Giant and Fractor squads. And I was like, it's now or never. I got the cards for it. They gave me my go turn cards in turn 1. So I basically just booked it at his Nightbringer and then died. Least favorite faction to play against? Death Guard. Or honestly, whoever's meta at any point. Like, stat check lists screw me over so much. Ruin my fun. But as Emperor's Children, any army that's like straight up like -1 to hit, bro, and I'm just like, I don't have shooting, stop it. Out here making my life a living hell. Yeah, you as a Blood Angels and Harlequin player get to experience it as well. As a Blood Angels player, you'll hate the Meta Necron list, too, because the Meta Necron list has a similar function. It's the DG aura, but it's an extra AP to anything they do to you. So, like, they're just constantly like, oh, you want to... That's cool. You're going to pop your AOC. That's cute. I've already pre-establishedly broken it. And it's like, oh, man. It's so bad. Yeah, I doubt you can beat DG as Harleys. Baseline flesh tone. That's kind of the crazy part. If there was something in the meta strong enough to just be like, screw you to Death Guard, to the point where people don't like... where people don't like playing Death Guard at tournaments, then all of a sudden, like, Harleys and EC and all that are suddenly like, yay, we get to have fun again. I think he said AdMac, right? Which again, if you're looking into getting something and you're like, what's the strongest or what's the best, don't do that. AdMech was garbage for most of this edition, and then out of nowhere, it became like the best thing you could possibly play. Everything changes pretty consistently. Like, change is as consistent in 40k as EC currently not having enough things to use on the board. But who knows? The Chaos announcement happens. That might be Perturabo. All of a sudden, we get that New Defiler, maybe a new style Hellbrute. Next thing you know, those are like, oh yeah, the Emperor's Children can take them too. And it's like, oh, and then everything changes. You never know. So like if you're genuinely into AdMech, I'd say go for it. And depending on your budgeting, take a look at Horus Heresy. Because Horus Heresy models tend to be very expensive, but they're also really cool looking, and usually there are models that are in 40k that could easily be like used instead as Horus Heresy. Like if you're like, oh, I want to use those big servitor robots, they got some really cool looking giant servitor robots in Horus Heresy. I know when people were waiting for Emperor's Children to come up, they were buying up the Flawless Blades from Horus Heresy, because Horus Heresy had Flawless Blades, so they were getting ready for it. Yep. Because their playstyle, the general playstyle of AdMech is probably always going to be very close to the same. But the grand sweeping components of their playstyle could shift a bit. Like I know Votan had the grudge tokens for a while, but now the new stuff is instead of grudge tokens, it's like resources. So that you don't have to like get units to die. You can instead actually focus on applying things places. Poggers. Thanks for the follow, Anzal. Dabbles in Warhammer. It's like dark magic. Titan Pale. Oh, yeah. It is good to have a group around you, though. At least one person's always cool. Hopefully. I've heard some horror stories of finding out your friends are assholes kind of situations. Alright. Titan Pale highlights. Oh yeah, he's a hobbyist. There's a lot of people who are like, that's their thing, is playing the hobby. Or doing the hobby stuff, more so than playing the game, which is understandable. The models are pretty sick. One topping or one type of pizza? Like if I were to be like meat lovers, that would be a thing, or is it literally just like one topping? Because I either infinite protein glitch it and just go like chicken or steak or something, or I infinite money glitch it and I say gold, and I'll just pick the gold off. Oh, like a real pizza? Then basically, like, probably keep it light, still protein though. So probably some form of chicken. Like, would buffalo chicken be fine, or would it just have to be straight chicken without the buffalo seasoning? Oh yeah, crispy calamari would also be sick nasty. Although it could be one of those traps where it's like, that's fine, you can have calamari. It'll just be from the shittest place that makes calamari, and then you're just like getting sick all the time. Yeah, we went to that place. I watched a man hand a woman way too many drinks there, and then another person throw up all over the floor and walk out. That crawfish tried to kill me, bro. My favorite kind of Imperial Guard is a dead Imperial Guard. That's just the only right answer. Let me move all this aside, because that's actually it for the airbrush. I mean, as a Chaos player, I gotta back my boys. But I mean, if we want to put it into terms of who's like the best Imperial Guard, Traitor Guard from Chaos Space Marines. All right, let me exhaust my airbrush tank. Loud noise in 3, 2, 1. Let's get some stuff started on this at least. What time is it? 5? Yeah, we can do some stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but some stuff. We can probably start with blocking all the gold. It's the best part about Chaos. It's like ADHD heaven. If it's not your enemies trying to kill you, it's your friends. That way you know who your enemies are. It's everyone. The only true answer. Ah, let's do... Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's try to kill the brightness so I'm not blinding you people. Again, I need more info. Because if you're about to be like, you can only eat one, you can only eat that for the rest of your life, it's like, man. I mean, I guess filet mignon, and I'll just die young of some kind of cholesterol problem. Rather than dino nuggies and experience, like, some weird brain death. Yeah, who cooks the filet? Are we talking good filet mignon? We have to expand this question to match the energy. Because dino nuggies are a controlled system, at which point I would basically be the one making them, and therefore I could quality control them and apply whatever I want to them. But if we're saying filet mignon, is it like I have to cook it, at which point probably dino nuggies just for laziness sake? But if, like, someone's gonna show up at my house every time I want filet mignon and be like, a world-class chef. Like, I gotta call him ahead of time so he can fly out. Oh. See, I would do it not so much to eat the filet mignon as much as it would be, like, the annoyance, right? Like, Ramsey's in the middle of filming his next Kitchen Nightmares season or something. And he's, like, halfway through one of his scenes of, like, yelling at people. And then someone walks over to him. It's just like, wait, and just like whispers in his ear, and he's like, God damn it! All right, I'll be back in like a couple days, and then just has to like head out. I'd love the hell out of that. That'd be my favorite thing ever. I gotta try to get out to more events. It's apparently gonna snow like a mad person here pretty soon, though. Might try to do a Thursday event. Because I gotta get some games in, man. Gotta try some stuff. Gotta make some list changes. I did play Helldivers 2 a while ago. I had a small group of people that played with me, which was fun. But then they kind of like fell out of it. And I've come to notice with a lot of like multiplayer games like that, unless I've got a group, like it is very difficult for the game to be of a like level of interest for me to want to play it as a multiplayer game. Like I've really grown to hate the multiplayer games where it's just like everyone plays it, all the casuals play it. And you're like, oh no. Because I know a lot of people who are just like, yo, you're going to get Battlefield, right? The new Battlefield? Because you used to play Bad Company 2, like, all the time. I loved Bad Company 2 because, like, I'd hop in there and then we would, like, people would talk in chat. We would actually, like, plan what we were doing and go over, like, oh, where's that tank at? Like, we would talk. And people were like, yo, this new Battlefield, it's awesome, right? Meanwhile, I did the beta test for it, and there wasn't like a single person with a microphone over the course of a whole weekend. Damn. This Jack Maddox guy out here trying to get me to self-dox. What's your zip code? What's your social security number? I gotta be so careful with this. Stupid dangling jewelry. No, yeah, I need that, like, I need that commitment from my allies in a multiplayer game to be like, I actually am gonna try, and it's like, cool. That's all I want. I don't get that from Battlefield. I did get that from Hell Let Loose, and I do occasionally play Hell Let Loose. But Hell Let Loose is a commitment in of itself. The average game of Hell Let Loose is like an hour and a half long. Unless you absolutely stomp your opponent, and then it's only like 20, 30 minutes, tops. But the level of commitment there is like, the people playing it, they're in it. There's been very few games of Hell Let Loose I've joined where I wasn't immediately greeted with people straight up talking. Like, right away. Hey, I think there's a spawn over at this place. I've marked it on the map. Can you let command know? Like, instantly. Coming up with fun strategies and ideas during the game. Like, oh, let's be a group that holds the far outside flank. Let's make sure they don't come this way. We get a stronger position if we're up on this hill, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just so much easier and more interesting when you converse. No, yeah, the whole East Coast is getting hit with, like, a ton of snow. My original plan was to try to get some practice games in over the weekend, but can't do that if it's gonna be super snowy. Dude. So the game started, the one where I decided to just rush down the Necron stuff to see how well my things worked into it. The game started, I want to say at 6 o'clock was when we did our first roll. We were out of there at 7:30. The learning game of Kill Team that the guy from the Kill Team group I'm in that was behind me was like halfway done by the time I was done. I walked over and sat down and like was going over rules and stuff with them. It's like, whoa. That's fine in Vegas. I love the cold, Anzel. I love it. What is Battle Force? Are you talking about like a box or something? Battle Force is usually I guess the marketing term for a large quantity of stuff you can purchase for relatively cheaper than you would normally have to. No. Like if you're looking to buy a Battle Force box and you get a good deal on it, that's the other thing. You got to make sure it's a good deal. A lot of the times, depending on which faction it is, depending on what's coming out, like scalpers will purchase up the Battle Force boxes and then they'll try to resell them for like way more. But yeah, usually it's a starter box, and sometimes they're good to get. Like, they'll usually introduce a battle box when the detachment or army comes out with their codex, so they can try to get some new players in to, like, buy up a bunch of stuff. They're always limited in release. The new EC box is okay. If the new EC battle box didn't have Fulgrim in it and instead did, like, something completely different, I might have thought of getting it. Because I still need technically one squad of Flawless Blades to max out my Flawless Blades, and then I think the Noise Marines in it would have maxed out my Noise Marines too. So that I could just have stuff to pick. Which is usually the goal for me. To have options. Like right now, my Peerless Bladesman list I'm running, I don't have any Noise Marines in it. Wait, which one are you talking about that has the DP in it? Is there a new one? Because the one I know they released had Fulgrim, 1 full squad flawless, 1 full squad noise. And it was still a good deal. It's got a DP in it. That's weird. I do need 1, like, regular Demon Prince for my Emperor's Children. It's not a bad model to get. Just not really driven to get it. Alright, Maddox. Oh. The pick. The deets. That is 1 more squad of Noise Marines than what I need. But it is a good start. That is actually... Yeah. That's the launch box with a Demon Prince. That's what that is. The launch box, I think, was 2 squads Infractors, or and / Tormentors, depending on what you wanted to go. And then 2 squads Noise Marines, and I think an Exultant. So they got rid of the Exultant and replaced it with a Demon Prince for this box. Which isn't bad. But again, this is where they do like that kind of messed up thing where like I already had a Fulgrim, so I didn't need the Fulgrim battle box. Even though the 1 Noise Marine squad and then the 1 Flawless Blade squad would have been good. And now they're doing a giant battle box where it's like I could easily grab those Infractors. Well, no, I would want that DP. I would want the on-foot DP. Still. I just wouldn't want the Noise Marines, but who the hell am I selling that to? Like, I need to find one person who's like, oh, I could really use those. And I don't really... I think all the EC players I know of already have full noise. No. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. On foot, the on-foot DP gives +1 AP to... allies within 6 inches of them. So there's like specifically to I think they're melee weapons. So there's a realm involving it of reinforcing and enhancing like Infractors or Flawless Blades. It helps out your Exultants a bunch. There was a combo that someone was running for a while there that involved Lucius and an on-foot DP. Where the on-foot DP would sit on an objective further up than Lucius. But he would be within 3 inches of Lucius. That way, the on-foot DP had lone op, and then Lucius had lone op. So you had this, like, double lone op thing on the side of the field. Just doing whatever the hell it wants to do. And if you ever get close to it, it just Lucius heroically intervenes to pop out and go, hey, how's it going? And then fights first and then just kills whatever you sent at that DP. So, like, they can go claim a side of the field for themselves and not really care. Was kind of the whole thing. It is a lot of points to do that. But, I mean, if you can do it. The wing DPs are what most people point to from Emperor's Children as being good. That's what I'm making this for. This is a winged DP stand-in for me. Because I have too many wing DPs and I don't like constantly making the same units, so I am instead rebasing a Sinessa and a Dexessa to be 2 other wing DPs. Yeah, winged for damage, foot for utility. And that's usually how it is. The on-foots tend to be really good utility. The Stealth Aura from the Thousand Suns one. The extremely high toughness, as well as free command point strat from the Death Guard one. I can't remember what the on-foot from the others do, though. I don't think it's as good. No, yeah, the Lucius DP combo was either hold mid or they would send them, like, somewhere else. Usually, like, the expansion. Because natural expansion is, like... If you throw enough force the other direction, your natural expansion is just 100% safe. Especially with the DP and frickin' Lucius in that corner. But yeah, EC has a lot of problems right now. Our damage is too low on a lot of units. I know they increased our Flawless Blades attacks, but the reality is they really should have just given our Flawless Blades +1 to damage. It's one of those weird situations where the combat patrol recognizes the weakness and provides a strat to counter it, and then no other faction in the entirety of the full-scale 40k game has the same thing to do. Like, if Peerless Bladesman had a command point strat that was, like, +1 to damage of the melee weapons for, like, Flawless Blades, then that list would actually work. Instead, it's +1 AP, and on average, who cares? The thing is, when you play Monoquins, you have anti-vehicle. When I play Emp Children, and I send my DPs in, and they don't do more than, like, 3 or 4 mortals, I should just handshake my opponent. Like, that's kind of the difference. Is I'm now at a spot where, like, the thing I charged with all my stuff, looking to bring it down to make the rest of the game easier, and to achieve maybe like a bring it down card or something, is now going to not die, going to kill my DPs, and then that's it. Like, that's the game. Because they give them charge mortals, but then they don't give them, like, anything else. They don't give them, like, dev wounds or anti-tank. The person I was playing against was like, oh, they have precision, though, right? I was like, nope, they do not have precision. One of them had +1 to his attacks and damage, which is really good on a DP. What's up, White Wolf? Rand, in the current meta that is heavy on monsters and vehicles, like, at the very least, when you go into a Knights list with your Harlequins, you can be like, oh, I could actually do something. When I play my guys, the whole function is straight up like, well, hope this works. Hopefully these 1,000 attacks with full rerolls work to kill your one Armiger. Well, looks like it didn't. So Death Guard terms, if I play the Noise Marine lists that I could play, would work. But it's like the same thing, too. Like how everyone says like Coterie is really good, and then they just run Noise Marines. But Noise Marines don't really get benefits outside of just re-rolling ones. Like that's the main benefit they get from Coterie. And I don't understand why people talk about how really good they are. And I'm worried that at some point in time, someone's going to be like, yeah, but they lethal and sustain on 5s. At which point I have to go, no, they don't. Well, the guy that uses them, one of his squads does, but the other squad doesn't have a cacophonist, so they don't get sustain, so they can't sustain on a 5 in that squad. And they can't get lethals because the lethal and sustain addition only comes from melee weapons, which you do not have as a Noise Marine. I swear to God, if someone's like, no, it works, man. But yeah, wait, well, if this is either Dexessa or Cinecessa, I can never remember what the halfwing one's called. Either way, it's one of the 2 siblings. Apparently a forgotten model from Games Workshop. Because when I was using it at a test game the other day, every person came over and was like, is that a 3D print? Is that a proxy 3D print for a Demon Prince? It's like, no, this is a Games Workshop model, bro. Everyone forgot Cinecessa and Dexessa exists. Which saddens me greatly. They're a cool model. They're like a tiny keeper of secrets. It is pretty tall. I can hit you with Abaddon for scale. Man, Max, this car thing's been going on for you for a bit. Get the water in the sponge. Are you getting tricked into a new car instead of a used? Hopefully it works out. Whatever cost or anything you're about to get hit with. Shit's always annoying. Shouldn't block curse words. Huh. I do it in 40k as a demon prince with wings. That is my goal. I have the other one already done in the very same style, and then I have a... Oh, I can't remember his name when I need to... Sigvald? No. Yeah, Sigvald. And then I converted Sigvald to have demon wings. So I've got the 3 DPs with wings being Dexessa, Sinisessa, and Sigvald with wings. Yeah, this guy has nothing but chaos all up in his D. We're about to get Necrons, though. Should be fun to have Necrons. Kind of get into the fray. Especially since Aaron's not buying Pantheon, so we're not going to get hit with basically Necron Knights. But Knights that can heal. Which, I mean, man. I'm telling you, man, the tournament I'm going to go to, 100%, they're bringing... There's going to be like 2 people running Pantheon. I'm going to be so goddamn mad. I got to post more on Insta. That social interaction. I think the issue is I try to post like the tournaments and events I go to, but I get so into them that I feel bad pulling my camera out to be like, oh, let me take some time here real quick. And instead of hyper focusing on this game we're playing, I'm gonna take some pictures. Like, it just feels really weird. And I kind of got to get over that, because there are moments where it's like, I could just 100% take pictures here. Like, what else am I doing? I'm staring at the actions the person I'm playing against are taking, and I don't have to, because I can't stop them, and there's nothing I'm looking at where I'm like, I'm going to have to overwatch that when that occurs. So it's kind of meaningless. don't take any Adderall, bro. I'm Addy free. Although I felt the hyper-focus kicking in when I did that Kill Team tournament. I was expecting to lose. I was actually like 100% on board with losing. I fully assumed there was going to be no way that I was going to win any of it. I picked a crappy little team. I only kind of knew how they worked. I did like 1 day of prep and I was just like, alright. This is fine. What happens, happens. Boom, victory. I think it was when my first opponent opened up like 3 of his units to get shot at by my missile launcher that I was just like, oh, I'm gonna have to win this tournament, aren't I? Like, he gave it up. He moved that cherub into position to give some buffs out, had no cover. And then I just dumpstered 3 of his units. I think every person I played against got to experience the 2+ save on a Gatling gun dwarf. Just sitting behind a deployable barricade, not giving a crap. Yeah, you can shoot me with your bolters all you want. I'll have to see if they want to do anything this Thursday. Flatting. We gotta do this. We gotta do the horns. We gotta do the hair. And that's what makes this quick and easy. Once you get the airbrush stuff down, you don't have to hit it too hard. You just get a couple components that actually matter, and then you can call it. It's the beauty. But yeah, again, since I guess a couple of you are here at least. I know Aaron was like, we should probably start using the Discord for like 40k stuff. Because yeah, he is pretty hyped. I don't know if you guys still check there occasionally. You doing copper trim on Tormentors? Not bad. I do non-metallic gold on pretty much everything. My entire EC army looks like this, by the way. The pink going up to the cobalt. Like, this is how my army looks in its entirety. It is quite the sight when it's on the field. It is very hard to look at. Which is kind of the goal. Everything in excess. We also gotta do all this stupid stuff back here. Ugh. Stupid wing gold. Do this, do the piercings. Working on your rhinos. Part of me was hoping I could find that second land raider. Ooh, nice. Purple pink zebra stripies. I was debating doing zebra stripes on one of my people's fabric, but I don't know. I get the idea of it. I get the aesthetic of it. I just don't think it fits what I'm doing. It's like too much extra, right? Which I get. If I'm trying to go for excess, I probably should, but from like a general aesthetics point of view, it's just like one too many things to look at. That was another one. I don't know if I want to do a texture. I was debating it. Maybe we can apply them to here. Some happy little leopard spots. As Servitor Bob Ross would probably say. Question is, are you doing that zebra pattern on everything? Is that your armor pattern on your regular people? Are you that crazy? Does zebra? So I made a chicken shawarma. So I saw you guys talking about it. Decided to look into the whole non-fat yogurt. It's pretty good. I got my yogurt from Food Line, which as far as I can tell is like 1 gram lighter of protein. And then I was looking to get the spices together, and then I went down the aisle that's like the international aisle, and they just had a jar that was like, yo dog, this is just shawarma seasoning in a single bottle. I was like, oh. And I looked at the ingredients, I was like, oh hell yeah, this is it. And so now I just have a giant bottle of the friggin' shawarma seasoning in my closet here. My cabinet. That's what I figured, because it was like, yo dog, 7 spices, and I was like, this will be the only thing I use that in, unless I find something new. So when I saw the general spice bottle, I was like, yep, we got this. Yeah, so that's been pretty legit. I think we'll get the gold flats done today. I'll probably call it and go get some food. Make something real quick. Hungry. Who messaged me? Oh. Spam call. I'm just gonna pick a robe color. The other sibling that I painted has purple on their robe. I'm thinking maybe we don't do that here. Maybe we invert it a little bit. I know I think I did like the general clothing as purple still, but maybe we do turquoise on this side. You want to go bold, straight white on the robes? Ooh. I mean, I could. The problem is the hair's white. But maybe we make the hair not white? Question mark? I've just made all the hair on like any of the bigger, more important models in this list white. The regular soldiers with their other heads have like bright saturated dyes and stuff. Purple hair, white robes. The truest of inversions. I have accomplished nothing. I have accomplished most of the gold flats. We're just finishing up the gold flats on the wings. And then I'm gonna eat dinner. And probably continue this tomorrow. I might do flats overnight. Because we gotta do the horns still. We've thought up potentials on the color scheme. I'm being told, unlike the rest of them, where I do white hair and some color robe, to instead do purple hair and a white robe. So that's an option. Getting 2 votes for that would be cool. Well then. Maybe we do it. I'll do my build up for it. I'll go the light teal blue up to like a Fenrisian gray into an actual off-white gray with pure highlight white. I always try to build up to the white robe. Or anything white. Like, I hate doing the pure white stuff. So normally the hair colors that these guys have when I decide to do the white hair, it starts as like a really light teal blue kind of situation. And then I'll usually build it up utilizing like gray blues into light grays into actual white highlight. So yeah, maybe we do that. I don't know about the purple hair, though. I might think of a different color hair. Maybe this one could be red-headed. That fire, that spice. We could have done it as like a weird inverse where the robes are flesh. The skin is purple. Hair is black, horns are white. These are insanely annoying to glue on. These are some of the scariest things to trim out of the sprue and clean up. Like, it's not just about trimming it out of the sprue. It's also about taking a razor blade to it to try to clean up any of the excess plastic. So tiny. Avalon, gotta go pee-pees. She all hyper depressed that no one's over there anymore. She don't care. She got smug look. She got smug face. I think we'll do the bright green gemstones as well. Unless we want to do blue gemstones for this. I think the other one's green. We could do blue on this one. Stick with the inversion concept. Still kind of wish there was a Protea, the Land Raider Protea, at one of the stores I went to. I wouldn't have mind getting that one made. I do think there's a little bit more strength in the idea of having 2 Land Raiders in a Rapid Evisceration team. The rerolls are just nice. And it's a fair bit of las cannon shots you can play with. Oh, so close. They're okay. Explicitly, they're decent in Rapid Evisceration. Because Rapid Evisceration has the uppy downy for transports. You can either double uppy downy rhinos or single uppy downy a Land Raider, as long as you're near a table edge. When units hop out of them, they get rerolls of hits and wounds, specifically rolls of 1. Which is pretty decent into, like, Noise Marines and stuff. But then the transports themselves get rerolls of hits and wounds of 1. So if you over-inundate your Land Raiders, the issue that you get as an Emperor's Children of being kind of flimsy, right? Like, going to midpoint and then immediately dying is usually kind of how it works out. Instead, you send your Land Raider that way. And Land Raiders are hard as hell to kill, especially if you've got a ton of stuff in your face that, you know, got a bunch of rerolls and is chewing through your people. But then if you're the type of person who rocks, like, a lot of armor, having 8 potential Land Raider las cannon shots pop out, go, hey, how's it going? And then just unload into you, rerolling 1s to hit and 1s to wound, is actually not bad. And I kind of wanted to try it out. I know it's not a good detachment by comparison to like Coterie and the wash, rinse, repeat nature of Coterie. But I do think Rapid Evisceration has some wiggle room. All right. So gold is pretty much flatted. I don't think I need to hit any more of it. Oh wait, no. Forgot this one bracelet over here. I think we do redhead. White robe, redhead. Blue crystals. Stick to the black horns. Fix up a little bit over here that went wrong. Bam. I do really like these models as DPs with wings. They're just so cool looking. And with that, I need to go eat, because I'm hungry. We'll probably pick this back up again tomorrow. Try to finish it out. So yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Don't forget, we do have a Discord. If you want to join up and, you know, chat about 40K stuff, do whatever. Perfectly fine. Till next time, guys. Later.